Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. And today I have kept this video off because there is a lot of uh, there is some bandwidth issues of internet at my end. So let us get started with a prayer. Om Ajnanaatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Let us all raise our hands and in a very helpless mood cry out for the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam panghum langhayate girim yat krupatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Ajanulambita bhujao kanakavadatao sankirtanaikapitaro kamalayatakshaw Vishwambharau Dvijavarau Yugadharma Palau Vande Jagat Priyakarau Karunavatarau. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining once again. And I seek the blessings of my spiritual master, the Guru Parampara, our beloved founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, and all the Acharyas in the line of disciplic succession, and all the present, all the exalted Vaishnavas who are right here. Please, I seek your blessings so that so the right words come out of my mouth and which purifies all of our hearts. So today I was thinking we are here to hear the Krishna Katha. So this is not my Katha, but this is the Katha that is descending from the Guru Parampara. Whatever I have heard in the Guru Parampara, I am just trying to share that. Just as a postman goes and like he delivers the letter, the letters the letter or the courier, this courier letter, they do not belong to the postman. Whatever is coming, whatever needs to be delivered, the postman is just an insignificant servant for the delivery. So I was just thinking, I wanted to share about the importance of hearing. And this is a story which I want you to hear very, very attentively. Very inspiring story actually, and which has a lot of meaningful lesson. So in Haridwar, and everyone I know would have heard about Haridwar. So in Haridwar, there was, this is a story about one devotee. Okay, this devotee was in an ashram. Okay, and in this ashram, like, okay, this devotee used to do a lot of services. Okay, so but and in this ashram there lived his guru also. So his guru was a very exalted devotee, and this guru, like every day, he would have a Bhagavad Katha. Uh, just for stopping any background noise, I am muting. But if anyone wants to speak or anyone wants to, you can unmute yourself. So this guru, he would always uh, do Bhagavad Sapta. Sorry, he would do Bhagavad Katha daily, and the when he would do this Bhagavad Katha daily, at that time everyone would come, but this devotee whose name is Ramdas, he would not come. Not only he would not come, but he would be. Can you just put this thing? So not only that he would not come, but he would also, what he would do is, he would start doing his own work because he had lot of services. Okay, he would do all that ashram services, but he would say that, okay, oh, why are you? He would discourage others from hearing as well. So the guru used to tell him, Ramdas, um, you are doing so many sevas. Why don't you come and hear about this Bhagavad? So Ramdas would say, Arey, this hearing is meant for those people who are very lazy, those who do not do anything. They go ahead and hear all these things. I have so many services. I have so many things to do. And this may seem very relevant. Like we may come across people around who may say many times, who may say many times that, okay, I am so busy. I don't have time for all these things. Okay, this is for people, like, okay, who have nothing to do. So Ramdas would always make such comments. So the guru would say that, okay, Ramdas, hear this. This is the path, okay, that will take you back to Godhead. This is the path that will liberate you from all that we are going through. So, and Ramdas would be, Ramdas would not hear what his guru was saying. So, as days passed, as years passed, slowly the guru continued doing his Krishna Katha. And Ramdas, like, okay, what he used to do is, at some point of time, he would become very disturbed with all this Krishna Katha going on. So with time, his activities in disturbing this Krishna Katha started happening. So once what he did was, he um, started uh, uh, like whenever the Guru's Krishna Katha would start, he would call out other people that, okay, come on, come out and come out of the Krishna Katha. There is a lot of sevas. Please move these utensils from here to there. And you know, when you move these utensils, they make noise. So when they started making noise, and when he would call the devotees, many devotees would also respect him because he would do a lot of services. So when they would start moving things, so there is a lot of noise. This would disturb the Krishna Katha. This would disturb the Bhagavad Katha. So as a result of that, his his guru told, okay, let us do one thing. Let us stop doing this Bhagavad Katha, because Ramdas is feeling very disturbed, and he's not cooperating at all. So Ramdas came out, okay. He said, "Yeah, okay, this is really useless activity." So when he said that, his guru, who was very exalted, he was very, see, the sign of one who is exalted is that they are um, in very provoking situations also, they can keep calm. Now let us see this. Let us just analyze this last statement that I said. So we know that generally when we are put into provoking situations, whether it's home, it's work, it's marketplace, or it's anywhere, if someone suddenly like, okay, they challenge us, or they badmouth or criticize us, then it really disturbs us. Okay, and we might see that, okay, this is if and generally you will see that, okay, generally it could be either from outside, and if there is someone like, okay, who is at workplace, or who is in a um, uh, at home, generally for those people, like, okay, the disturbance we can feel is more because we are constantly living with someone, like, okay, or we are constantly working with such a type of person. So we tend to get very much, and when the relationships are strained, we tend to get agitated very quickly. So so in this case, as I was saying that, okay, the sign of advancement of one is understood as to how much they can tolerate in provoking situations. Provoking situations are bound to come. So this guru he was an exalted devotee, but somehow, like, okay, if we see, um, and this disciple, he was not hearing his guru. So the guru was very exalted, but sometimes the guru has to take a stance to teach his disciple. So the guru, he said that, okay, Ramdas, you are not hearing this. Like, okay, and you're trying to be a disturbance. This is not good for you, because you are not hearing this. You may have to take a birth as a monkey, and you may have to come back again for this. Now, when when something that comes out of the mouth of a sadhu, what we hear in Bhagavatam is Satyam Vidhatum Nija Bhritta Bhashitam. So whatever has come out of the mouth of a sadhu, okay, it becomes, Krishna becomes very happy to serve that. Even sometimes, okay, it may be, it may not be in any scriptures, but if a sadhu has said, okay, then uh, it comes out to be true, because Krishna becomes very happy. Just like devotees serve Krishna, Krishna is also very happy to serve his devotee. So now, after this incident, in few days, like, okay, about a month or month and a half from there, it Ramdas contracted a disease, and then he suddenly, like, okay, he left his body. That means he died. Now, after after that, like, okay, his guru felt very bad. All the devotees also cried there, and his guru felt very bad. He was really uh, trying, because it was although like the guru said this, but like the guru, for a sadhu, like, okay, they love everyone actually. There is no friend or an enemy for a sadhu. And this Ramdas was his own disciple, is just his spiritual son. So the guru, he did everything, like, okay, for the last rites of his disciple. So Ramdas's last rites were done very nicely. And then after that, like, okay, few days passed, and then when it was about a month or so, and the Guru said, like, okay, let us resume our Bhagavad Katha daily that we used to do. So the when the Bhagavad Katha was, and Guru said, like, now there is no one to disturb also, so we can do it very nicely. About about 1 or 2 months after, like, Ramdas left. So on that day when the Guru started his Bhagavad Katha, suddenly a very strange thing happened. Out of a nearby tree, a monkey just jumped in and he came to the ashram, and he came and he did a Dandavat Pranam to this Guru, and he uh, he just bowed down and he sat as if he's sitting in the first, just right next to the Guru at his lotus feet, as if he's willing to hear what the Guru has to share. It did not take much time for the Guru to understand who this was. So the Guru acknowledged that, Ramdas, you are here. See, I told you that see, my words have come true. And I told you that, okay, had you heard these words, you could have gone back to the spiritual world. But better late than never. It's very good that you have come here to hear this Krishna Katha. And so the Guru would started doing this Katha, and it was a regular ordeal. The monkey, as soon as Guru would start his Katha, the monkey would jump out and he would be there for the entire duration of the Katha, hearing very attentively. And at the beginning, at the end, he will do pranam to his Guru. And slowly what he would do is he would wait for the Guru to have prasad, waiting by his side. There is a very high significance when one takes the remnants of a devotee's food. It is said of, especially of a pure devotee, Bhaktapad dhuliyar, Bhaktapad jal, Bhakta bhukta avashishta tina mahabal. In bhakti, there are three major mahabal, okay, major thing that provides strength, bal, to a for a practicing devotee. What are those? Bhakta pada dhuli, the dust of the lotus feet of the devotee, and Bhakta pada jal, the charanamrit of a devotee. Bhakta bhukta avashishta tina mahabhal, and the remnants of a devotee. Okay, whatever he has eaten, his remnants. These are mahabal. So Ramdas would wait. Ramdas, in the form of a monkey, he would wait for his Guru to complete, and then he would have this. He would have the remnants. And the Guru, understanding this, the mood of the monkey, what the Guru started doing is he would leave some remnants daily so that Ramdas would get it, because he was inquisitive to have this. See, in bhakti, it is very, very important that we are enthusiastic, we are inquisitive, we want to, we have it, even though we may not have taste in hearing, even though we may not have taste in chanting, but if we are eager to hear, Krishna makes a note of that. And by that eagerness, Krishna, who is Swarat, he is independent, he bestows that taste. And that distributor of that Krishna's mercy is Guru. When a bona fide spiritual master accepts us, then he can bestow any mercy. And when we serve that Guru, or we serve the servants of that Guru who are sincere, who are Guru Sevaks. In my last class, I told about Guru Sevak. Those who are Guru Sevak, when we serve them, then in the disciplic succession, that Guru's mercy flows to us. So, Ramdas, like, having known all these things, like, because he's now hearing from the Guru, so it was his regular practice to hear, take the remnants of Guru, to do Dandavat Pranam to Guru. So by doing this, he was doing this every day. So 2-3 years passed by, and one day the Guru saw that, look, when he was about to start his class, he saw that today Ramdas is not there. So the Guru went to that nearby tree and he said, Ramdas, come, I'm starting my class. Okay. But no one came by. And then the Guru looked here and there because Ramdas was so sincere. Ramdas, now in this form of monkey, he was so sincere that the Guru also was very much concerned, like, where is Ramdas before I start my class? But no one came by. So later the Guru continued. But that day evening, the other devotees of the ashram, when they went to the terrace, they found the monkey's dead body there. They came back and said that this monkey, he died. So the Guru said, no, you are mistaken. The monkey did not die. The monkey left his body and he has heard very attentively. So has gone back to the spiritual world. So he has practiced the angas of devotional practice, the hearing, Shravanam, which is the topmost anga of devotional practice. He has practiced that very sincerely and he has gone back to Godhead. He has gone back to the spiritual world. So with great care and attention, his Guru did his last rites. So what we are learning from this story, why am I sharing this story? The reason I'm sharing this story is like, okay, Bhakti has 9 angas, or the, uh, the Bhakti starts with, does anyone know, like, okay, what is the, we discussed this in the past, but does anyone remember what is the most important thing in Bhakti? For one to start to make progress in Bhakti, what is the most important thing? Anyone can unmute and share. Or you can, if you want to raise your hand, that is also fine. Does anyone remember?
Humility, Prabhu.
Humility, for sure. Humility is when we practice bhakti, okay, then one becomes humble, okay, as they progress. Okay, this is humility is required, and humility is part of one of the angas of sharanagati. But in order to practice, let's say there is a new practitioner, absolutely new. What is the key thing that this person needs in order to step forward in bhakti? This is very important. Does anyone remember? Okay, let me remind. I'm sure like all of you remember it, but it may not be coming in mind. Yes. So Shama Karunamai is saying that, okay, it is Shravanam. But Shravanam is correct. But even before Shravanam, like, okay, what do we need in order to do the Shravanam? Without which we don't know. Yes, association. If we don't have association, okay, then in that case, our bhakti has not begun. Okay, so um, just so that all of us know, like, okay, for those who are desiring to progress in bhakti, there are 64 limbs of bhakti that our Acharya Srila Rupa Goswami has described. And of course, like now, if you think like what 64, Prabhu, what is this? One or two is okay. 64 means like just by hearing this number only, no, we'll we'll lose our interest. So Mahaprabhu, who is Mahavadanyaya, who is most magnanimous, most merciful, he made it very, very simple. He said, if you practice this 5 angas, then if you practice this 5 angas regularly, then your progress is guaranteed. Does anyone remember this? Okay, let me share this. This is Sadhu Sanga Nama Kirtan Bhagavata Shravan Mathuravas Shri Murtir Shraddha Eshevan. Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha is the number one. That means we need association of sadhus. When we get the association of sadhus, then our bhakti begins. Okay. When we hear from sadhus, we feel inspired. Okay. Then what is the next one? Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan. That means we participate in Sankirtan and we do japa. Okay. Sankirtan is done with a group of devotees and japa is done individually. Okay. And here we are trying to do japa, like, okay, daily morning we do. It is US time morning, India time it is afternoon.
2:30.
Yes. So Nam Kirtan, then Bhagavat Shravan, hearing from Bhagavatam, hearing from Bhagavad Gita, hearing from Bhagavatam, hearing Bhagavad Katha, hearing Krishna Katha. So Mathuravas, that means living in a holy place. Now we might say that, okay, living in a holy place, how do we daily do this? So if we have Tulsi Maharani at home, Srila Prabhupada said, and we have heard from Dinpawan Gaurang Prabhu also earlier, that that same place, it could be an efficiency apartment, it could be a 200 square foot apartment. But if we have Tulsi Maharani, that home is Vrindavan. Okay. Actually, my spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Guru Maharaj, he says that an efficiency apartment can also become a Vrindavan if we have that consciousness. And if we have Tulsi Maharani, if we are regularly worshipping Tulsi Maharani, if we do parikrama of Tulsi Maharani, if we give water to Tulsi Maharani, that home is Vrindavan. See, how difficult is it to water Tulsi Maharani? How difficult is to do parikrama 4 times of Tulsi Maharani? Watering is just 1 minute activity. Doing parikrama 4 times is hardly 1 minute activity. Okay. Even seeing Tulsi Maharani, just by taking a glance of Tulsi Maharani, our scriptures say that it frees us from all sins. She purifies just by her glance. That is the mercy of Tulsi Maharani. So we talked about Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan Bhagavata Shravan Mathurava Shri Murtir Shraddha Sevan. And the last Anga is when we do deity worship. Deity worship, that means like, okay, when we worship deities, and obviously we should not um, jump onto deity worship, like, okay, we should do this with guidance. When we take guidance and we start, and when in guidance, if we get the guidance for doing deity worship, then obviously that is uh, perfect. But even if we do not have deities, what we can do is we can have a picture of Radha and Krishna. We can have a picture of Gaur Nitai. We can have a picture of the most merciful Panchatattva. Panchatattva is in Mayapur. In my earlier classes, look, I shared one class all about Panchatattva. Who is this Panchatattva? They are most merciful. They have come to bestow mercy. So if we just worship them, okay, just we bow down to them. If we just offer tulsi leaves, Panchatattva has 5 personalities. So the left 3 personalities, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, and Mahaprabhu, if we offer them tulsi leaves at their lotus feet, that itself is first class service. I am not saying this. This is said by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. So how long does it take just to offer tulsi leaf at their lotus feet? That's it. This is first class worship. One who is doing this, they are getting enormous mercy. So just by doing this, okay, we get purified. And what is the purpose of this human life? See, if we see um, the purpose of human life is not to how to learn to get a good job or how to get a good degree. Because let's think about it. If we get a good job, we may have been the best of the company, but now you know I don't know if any of you have heard about this company, Lehman Brothers. Lehman Brothers used to be one of the top-notch company actually at one point of time. I don't know how many of you have heard about a company. You can Google this out. A company, it is a retail store named Circuit City. Okay, Circuit City used to be one of the Fortune 500 companies. Okay, and I'm talking about this about 20 years from now, 20 years back. 10 years back, it was not there in existence. So one may have a best job, one may be a CEO. We have seen so many in the news, we see, right? One may be a CEO, but so many CEOs are getting fired. And one may think that, okay, oh, I need to maintain the family. But then at some point of time, one may realize that, okay, oh, I did everything all my life. And whomever I cared for, they never care for me. Because that was the only goal. And when we do something like, okay, within the heart, no matter we acknowledge or we don't acknowledge, whether we know or we don't know, there is an expectation that is created. But when we do bhakti, when we are trying to serve Krishna, when we are trying to serve the Guru Parampara, when we are trying to serve Srila Prabhupada, then through this process, what happens is we transform from beggars to givers. Why I'm saying beggars is, beggar means like one who is always living for an expectation. Oh, let me do this for them, then one day they will also do this for me. Many people have this tendency. In fact, like if we look at it, if we look into our heart, we may also have this tendency. Okay, that okay, let me help this person. So one day or the other, this person will also come at my help. We should understand from the scriptures that and in my last class, I was saying that, okay, we should learn from Draupadi Maharani. He had the greatest powerful husbands, 5 of them. There was no one in the world who could defeat them. But in a situation where they were in the game of dice, they were defeated. Okay, and it came to a point where Draupadi, who is supposedly the queen of the entire world, she's getting disrobed. Can we imagine? Can we imagine the condition? Okay, her topmost 5 husbands, okay, who were actually ruling the world. They were not ruling a village; they were ruling the entire world. Their wife is at the point of getting disrobed. What a terrible situation. What is our position? We are not rulers of the world. Forget about rulers of the world. We are not rulers of a village as well. Okay, there might be some. I mean, there are some members over here who join. They own company. I know, like in our group, they join. Let me see. They are not right now here, but they join and they listen to the videos. But why I'm saying this is we have to understand the nature of our helpless situation. We may be serving a family member thinking that, okay, this is my life and I get happiness out of this. But let us ask this question within our heart. Can we give a guarantee that we can protect this member for 10 years? Let's forget about 10 years. 5 years? Forget 5 years. 1 year, 6 months, 1 month, 1 minute, 1 second? Absolutely no. Zero. 0% chance. We have to understand our helpless condition, and we are insignificant in this world. We have to understand that we are dependent on, I mean, the resources that we have are all provided by Krishna. It is our fortune if we understand this. Oh, this family has been given to me by Krishna. Let me serve them that this will please Krishna. Krishna consciousness doesn't mean that, okay, chodo ghar bar, chalo Haridwar. It's not like that. Krishna consciousness means that, okay, whatever we are doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. Krishna has given me this body. Let me maintain this body in a way that I can serve Krishna better. Krishna has given me this family. Let me serve them in a way that will please Krishna. Not expecting from them, because we may think that, okay, oh, I am serving them so well, but what is this? Prabhu, you told me to serve well, but no one hears what I am saying. Okay, and I have no position in the family. Okay, there is always so much demand that is coming from. There could be such turbulences, or sometimes, like, okay, we may come into Krishna consciousness. We may be going through, like, there was one scenario, like I just recently heard, um, that, and there are so many such cases, like, okay, that someone started into Krishna consciousness. They're having issues, like, in the family, and we have a member over here, like, okay, in this group, like, okay, who is, where the family hates Krishna. Forget family hating Krishna. Family hates Prabhupada. Family hates ISKCON, and the devotee is still practicing. In fact, like, okay, through this, like, okay, they're getting realizations actually through this, because of the level of surrender to to their guru, to the instructing guru, Siksha Guru. So we have to understand, like, okay, our helpless nature, and when we chant, we should chant in a very helpless mood, seeking that we want to get purified. Our goal in the human form of life is best served, like, okay, if we lead our life for the purpose of pleasing Krishna. So if we understand it, like, okay, uh, just think about this perspective, that when we, um, like, in a family or at workplace, like, okay, let's take an example for workplace. We are doing very well, company is doing very well, very nice. Okay, somehow the company starts doing very badly, and the company has to fire people. Okay, we may have done 10 years of great service, but if company has to fire people, okay, and they have to cut down cost, you never know. We may be in the first in the line. Same thing, like in the family. Okay, we may be doing our best effort to please the members of the family, and as long as in this world there is a saying that, okay, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. So, and in this case, when we are trying to serve very nicely others, oh, they are very pleased. One day we felt that, okay, maybe this is oh, I cannot do this. Then suddenly, like, okay, you see that the world has turned all over. No one likes you. Oh, what happened? That is the nature of this material world. This is the nature of this material world. But Krishna is not like this. How do we know Krishna is not like this? Think about it. Krishna is sitting as Paramatma in each and every living entity in their heart. Okay. So, and the soul and the super soul, they are both sitting together, and Krishna is observing each and everything. He is not observing what we are doing. He is also observing what is the intent in with which we are doing. So he does not see what others see. He also sees what is the intent. He knows what we are desiring. He knows what we have also not thought what we will desire. He he in this material world, we plan our next steps based on our current steps, but Krishna plans our present based on what he sees as our future. So, so every situation, and I'll just mute everyone. So every situation is an extreme mercy for us. And how do we accept this mercy for us? We can accept this mercy when we chant helplessly, as I was mentioning about Draupadi's example. When we understand that we are helpless, we are insignificant in this material world, then we chant helplessly that Krishna, oh Krishna, please engage me in your service. So our we should have we should make a prayer, we should make a sankalpa before we sit to chant that, oh Krishna, I'm very fallen, I'm very insignificant, but oh most merciful Lord, you are so kind. And if someone has a Hare Krishna, Sara. so if someone is has a guru, then they can pray to the guru. But if someone does not have a guru, then in that case they can pray to Srila Prabhupada. That Srila Prabhupada, I have, I am very much, I am very fallen, but you are so kind and you are so merciful. Please accept me and please purify me so that I can serve you and I can serve Lord to please you. When we make this prayer and when we sit to chant, our mood of chanting has to be in the mood of service. Now, let me tell you, like, what is the mood of service? When we, if you hear this carefully, this can change your life. And this is something that Srila Prabhupada is explaining. This is what our Guru Varga is explaining. What is this mood? The mood is Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahisnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. Trinadapi Sunichena. This means to be more humble than a blade of grass. And so if you look at a blade of grass, what does the blade of grass do? When we step on that blade of grass, what does the blade of grass do? It bows down. It does not come up and like poke in our legs that, oh, you hurt me. But in this material world, what happens? when we when we say when we tell someone else that, okay, no, I can't do that, or right now I'm not available. You may have done everything, many things in the past, but all those past accounts are not considered. Suddenly there is a friction. In a blink of an eye, there is there is fight, there is quarrel. That is Kali, because Kali means quarrel and hypocrisy. So Trinadapi Sunichena, Taror api Saisnuna. Taror means tree. To be more Saistuna means tolerant, to be more tolerant than a tree. Think about it. The tree. Now, those who are in India, for those places where there is a very extreme summer condition, or even places like Africa. Now we know that, okay, when we are in US, okay, if it is hot, you just turn on the AC, it's fine. Or in some cases, people have centralized AC at home, right? So that's it. We are good. But the tree is standing there. And if you look at places where there is hot as well as cold and there are extreme icy conditions, the tree is always there. It cannot move from there. It is tolerating. It is tolerating. And some of these trees, if you see, they live for hundreds and thousands of years also. There are still banyan trees, like, okay, which are living there for thousands of years, having tolerated so many of this. So the instruction from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that we have to be more tolerant than tree. And amanina, manadena. Amanina means to not expect respect. If to not expect respect from others. This does not mean that, okay, if someone is giving respect, I'll say, okay, no, 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 I don't want respect. Whenever we are getting respect, we should accept it as an instrument. Just as I was telling about the postman, we should accept respect that, okay, see, they are just, they just like the postman delivers this, the mailman or the postman, they deliver the letters or the courier. So similarly, like, okay, we may be delivering something for others, they may be glorifying us, but at the same time, we should remember that this glorification is for my guru, because my guru is allowing me to do this service. So this glorification is coming for them. So Guru Maharaj, please accept this. In my heart, we can offer. We don't need to tell it loud. It's all happening in the heart. And if someone has not aspired for a guru or not happened to aspire for uh, has not thought about it, then they can offer it to Srila Prabhupada. That Srila Prabhupada, please accept this. Please connect me to the Guru Parampara. Please reveal to me who my Guru is. And then what is the next thing? Manadena. First is amanina, that not expecting respect from others. We may be criticized by others, but we take that like, okay, okay, fine. This is what Krishna wants me. Okay, if that is what it is, if Krishna is happy with this coming to me, then fine, that is it. And manadena means to give respect to others. Now, see, these are two contradicting things. Like in the material world, the people are like, okay, they don't want to give respect, but they want respect. But what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, we want to give respect, but we do not want to expect respect. And what is the result of this? When we do this, then Kirtaniya Sadari, then such a condition, when we follow this, then a time will come when Kirtaniya Sadari, we cannot stop chanting. Okay, even if we put our hand in our mouth, but our mouth will overflow with the chanting of the holy names. That is the mercy of Mahaprabhu. And what do we need to keep in mind when we are chanting? There are three things that we need to keep in mind. One is having a prayerful mood. So I already talked about the prayer. The other is right posture, sitting straight. Okay, if we cannot sit down, that's fine. We can sit on a chair, but we can try to sit straight. Okay, and the third is pronunciation of the words. We don't have to, our mind will take us to very different places, but we have to think that this holy name, this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This holy name is non-different from Krishna. Okay, in fact, Hare means Radharani, and Krishna is Krishna himself, and Ram is also another name of Krishna. Okay, Radharaman. Okay, so this Hare, Krishna, and Ram, these three words are coming. What should be our prayer? That, oh my dear Lord, please engage me in your service. This should be the prayer with which we start. And when we keep chanting, we should try to make sure that as a servant always follows his master, our service is just one thing, that is to hear these words clearly. When we hear, when we focus on this sound vibration, and when these words, when we are constantly hearing, we are focusing this chant on the sound vibration, these words enter through our ears and they start getting into the heart. Okay, and we should think that Krishna, who is sitting in our heart, is would be able to hear this. So I want to chant it with the right pronunciation, not like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama. No, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So just like, okay, so if someone, we uh, we have uh, uh, we have someone whose name is Steve, or let me take a bigger name. Uh, in this case, my name is Ananta Vilas Das. So if someone says Ananta Das, okay, I couldn't hear only what they said. I may not be able to recognize that, okay, they are calling out for me. But if they say Anant Vilas Das, then I can clearly hear they're calling out for my name, and I will look out there, right? So similarly, if we are calling out for Krishna, we have to clearly call out for Krishna, and we have to understand that we are crying out. When we are crying out, we are calling out for Krishna, one personality. This personality, Radharani and Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And understanding that we are very significant, we are very insignificant. Okay, remembering Draupadi's incident, that how much she was helpless, even though she had everything and she had all the power of the world, but still she was helpless. What is our position? Nothing, zero. So with that mood, when we chant and understanding that, okay, our mood is as a servant, we have to hear this. We may not feel like chanting, but if the servant is there, if the servant, the master may say that, okay, I want you to do this. Okay, servant, their health may not be good, or the health may not, health may be good or not be good. But a sincere servant always tries to follow the master. A sincere servant does not think what is my condition. A sincere servant always thinks what my master wants. So when we try to serve in a way that the master wants, that is Guru and Krishna, okay, then our life will be perfected. And we every day, as we practice this, with every day we are making progress, and very soon we will start getting realizations. So and when we will start getting experiences, we'll start getting deeper realizations, and we will start experiencing the joy, the bliss in Krishna consciousness. We will start getting purified. Think about it. Why do I say that purified? Why do I use this word again and again? Think about it. Like when we cook food, okay, just let's say that okay, we have cooked food, okay, someone has made the dal or khichdi, right? They made this. Now next time when they want to, and they offered it to Krishna, right? When the next time they want to make this dal or khichdi, okay, they have to wash that vessel, right? They have to wash that utensil, and then only they can make it next time. Without washing, if it is there, it is contaminated. So, and then only it can be used in Lord's service when it is washed, cleaned, and then made, right? So similarly, we are also contaminated through millions of births. We are contaminated because we'll have different tendencies. Someone may get very angry, someone may be very envious, someone may feel lusty, someone may be feeling proud, someone may feel, okay, I don't have any problem. That is a sign of pride, false ego. So it is not possible. We have to look within ourselves in a very critical way as an examiner. What is the problem that I have? Okay, actually we should see that, okay, if we are looking at problems at others, okay, we should stop looking at problems with others, and we should start looking into our own heart, that okay, I have problem with myself. Okay, we should give benefit of doubt to others, that okay, no, they are all right, and Krishna is putting me into a situation to tolerate me, tolerate that particular situation, so that he wants me to progress, he wants me to get purified, he wants me to he wants me to go through this situation because he has a plan for me. We should take it with that. And if there are any extreme situations, we should seek guidance. By guidance, like one who takes guidance, that person always makes faster progress. Okay, it is just like there are ways, like if we take Bombay to Kolkata, or we take Chicago to Detroit, there are like you can go in flight also, you can go in train also, you can go in car also, you can go in a bike also, or a bicycle. Now what ride you choose depends on what your capacity is. Now if you have a if you choose, it is the same place, but depending on what kind of transportation you choose, it depends on in how long you want to reach there. So similarly, if we have a desire, if we have an intense desire to go back to the spiritual world, which is free from all kinds of problems, which is free from even birth, death, old age, and disease, where it is not that the next person is disturbing or you are having a disease condition, these type of things will not occur there. And where if you feel like having a gulab jamun, you can have hundreds of gulab jamun without having to think about your stomach. Okay, and not just that, we are in the association of Lord himself. And at that point, like when we are seeing the Lord reciprocates in ways that we are offering ourselves to him in the mood of service. Ye yatha mam prapadante tam tathaiva bhajamyam. So just like Krishna, who is the Lord, he's not like, okay, is the treatment of Lord is not like, okay, master and slave. No, it's not like that. The treatment of Lord with his friends is like, okay, when they are, I've mentioned this earlier also, that when they are having, when his friends are having, when Krishna sits with his friends to have something, then, and I'll put the video on just to, even though there is lower bandwidth, just to show this. When Krishna is with his Gopa friends, he's surrounded, and everyone Gopas they have brought from his home something that their mother has made for them. And uh, everyone says, Krishna, see, my mother has made this, my mother has made this. Now there is a friend of Krishna, his name is Madhumangal. He loves to feed, but also he loves to eat as well. So he says, Krishna, see, there is this rasgulla which my mother has made it. Is it? Krishna says, give it to me. He says, close your eyes, Krishna, I'll give it to you. Open your mouth. And Krishna opens his mouth. And after that, Madhumangal counts 1, 2, and Madhumangal is holding the rasgulla like this. And he's about to put it in Krishna's mouth. 1, 2, 3. And he himself puts it in his mouth. So Madhumangal has eaten this rasgulla. Now, this is his reciprocation with Krishna. Now, hear this very attentively. What Krishna does is, he says, okay, you have done this. And Madhumangal is eating. You are fooled. He's telling Krishna, you are fooled. And then when he's telling this, Krishna is like, okay, I'm fooled. Okay. Madhumangal is eating. Krishna, what he does? He does like this. And he's sitting right opposite to Madhumangal. So what happens? There is a splur of all the juice of rasgulla, and the rasgulla is in Krishna's face. And what happens? What does Krishna do? He's doing like this. This is very more tasty. This is Krishna's mood that he is finding taste. Now think like, okay, if someone is giving their plate of something that they have eaten, what are the percentage of chances that we'll have that? Okay, it is very limited. Even in family members also, many people don't have it. But Krishna is friends, like he is willing to have anything. That is his reciprocation. Now, this world, if anyone wants to go to this world free from all problems, then we have to chant sincerely, because Harinam is Yuga Dharma. This is the medicine of this age. If we take to this medicine, it is guaranteed we will go back to the spiritual world. And to get to the spiritual world, we have to be very, very firm, determined that we have to pray intensely to Srila Prabhupada. We have to pray to our Guru Maharaj that please accept us. We should become qualified disciples. So I want to tell you, I want to end this by saying that, okay, what is that qualification? To get into a bona fide parampara, what is very important is, just like, see, if we have to get the topmost thing, if we have to get into IIT, or in US, it is MIT or Stanford, what are the things? They have to go through some certain set of criteria. There are exams. IIT has a joint examination. MIT or Stanford, depending on what level we are applying, like, okay, there is a GRE someone has to give. If someone is applying from a different country, they have to give for test for English, TOEFL language. Or if someone wants to get into a management college, they have to take the GMAT exam. So what is this criteria? The criteria is that, so if you, here is the thing, like it is said that, okay, if you go to a community college or something like that, where there are no criteria, what are the chances that you will get a good job? It is very unlikely that you might land into a good job. But if you are pass out from Stanford, you may not be the best in Stanford. You may just be one of the last member who got admission into Stanford. But as soon as you come out, you are a Stanford branded person. So similarly, the bona fide parampara has also got some qualifications. That qualification is following. First and foremost qualification is that chanting of the holy name. And those who take to a bona fide guru, who are accepted by bona fide guru, they chant a 16 rounds of Mahamantra every day, a minimum of 16 rounds. So it could be 16, like depending on this condition, they could be doing 16 rounds. And plus they follow the 4 regulative principles. What are those 4 regulative principles? The 4 regulative principles are no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication, including tea and coffee. So why these 4 regulative principles? Because I have heard this again and again. Like, why these 4 regulative principles? See, now if you see like that, if you look at it, no illicit sex outside of marriage. Now, obviously, no gentleman or no gentle lady will think that, okay, this is a good thing to have. Obviously, the culture has degraded over a period of time, and we may see this happening many places. Okay, because this is Kali Yuga, this is a degraded age. So we see this around. But and one may have a past also, that, okay, I may have done this kind of sinful activity. Like, I want to tell about myself. I come from a meat eating background. Okay. And so I have a past. I am very, very fallen. But see the mercy of the Guru Parampara. There may be and it is said in English, there is a saying that every saint has a past and every criminal has a future. So saint may have a past. Okay, the past background, they may not be a saint in the past. Okay, but a criminal also has a future. Okay, now they may be committing crime. Okay, but in the future, we don't know what they are signing up into. So, so when we stop cruelty on animals, this is one of the pillars of dharma. By that, we are stopping to make gross sins, and our purification process starts. Illicit sex is also one of the gross sins. By stopping that, okay, we are progressing towards a purified life. Third is intoxication. What happens by doing intoxication? We cannot focus on the Lord. Our mind is contaminated. Okay, and fourth is gambling. Gambling is also, by doing gambling, we lose truthfulness. So which is one of the pillars of dharma. So by following these four regulative principles and by chanting regularly, we can progress and we can perfect our lives. However, okay, if one feels that, okay, oh, I'm not doing 16 rounds and I'm not doing this, my situation is like this, how do I get to that point? It cannot, if there are, I've seen like in the past, there are people who are very determined, and just in a day, they or in a week, they started and they were very determined and they started doing this. However, everyone's situation may not be the same. And if there is a specific situation someone has, then we should seek guidance. What do I do in my case? How do I progress? And and generally, like one who is guiding, what they try to do is, one who is guiding, uh, their role is as a servant. Okay, and as a servant, they try to create the staircase of how this person can go step by step. Okay? With baby steps, they can move upward. They feel confident in their spiritual journey and they're able to move forward. And how do we deal with our current situations? Because sometimes the current situations may also be a problem. So how do we deal with that? So by having the right mood of chanting, by chanting, and by trying to move towards a purified life, then what will happen is one day will come when we will be accepted by Krishna. And when we, it is said, I want to share one thing, like, okay, that it is said there are six, um, there are six um, elements of surrender to the Lord. But within these six, there are two things which are very, very important. And I want to say this. It is said by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is considered to be the seventh Acharya, very, very important um, in the disciplic succession. He says, Dainya Atma Nivedana Goptritevarat Avashay Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa Palan Bhakti Anukula Matra Karjera Shikar Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Varjan Angikar Shadango Sharanagati Hoibe Jahar Tahara Prarthana Shune Srinanda Kumar. I want to tell the translation of the last part first. Anyone who has these six angas, six elements of surrender, that person's prayers will be definitely heard by Sri Nanda Kumar. That means Lord Shri Krishna. Now, how many of you really want to hear this? That whose prayers will be heard by Lord Shri Krishna? Anyone is interested in that? Knowing that, okay, what is that six sanghas? It is Dainya Atma Nivedana. That means Dainya means humility, Atma Nivedana. That means surrendering, that means giving ourselves to the Lord for the service of the Lord. And Goptritevarat, considering Krishna to be our only maintainer. And Avashay Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa Palan, having full faith that Krishna will protect us. Then Bhakti Anukula Matra Karjera Shekar, whatever is favorable for Bhakti, we should accept that. And Bhakti Prati Kula Bhava Varjan Angikar, whatever is unfavorable for Bhakti, we should reject that. So in this, there are 6 things I have mentioned, and it will take a session or two to explain this, but I want to focus on 2 things. That is accepting what is favorable for Bhakti and rejecting what is unfavorable for Bhakti. If we start this, then we will definitely short make very fast progress. And what are those things which are unfavorable for Bhakti? I already mentioned those 4 regulative principles. No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. And Bhakti Anukul Matra, what is favorable for Bhakti? Having right association. Having association where we can hear Krishna Katha in the bona fide parampara. Through this, our heart will get purified. And it is the rule is called ABCD rule. A stands for association, B for books, reading Srila Prabhupada books. C is chanting, and D is diet. Diet means food, what we take. So not having any non-vegetarian item, avoiding onion, garlic, which are considered in the lower modes, which take us away from the thoughts of Krishna. Avoiding tea, coffee, okay? Because these are the things which are detrimental for our spiritual growth. When we invest our time and energy in our spiritual growth, we can see our growth in every sphere of life. We can feel the bliss, we can experience the bliss, and we can experience Krishna's reciprocation with us. So with that, I want to end this, I want to conclude this, and I want to ask all of you for any forgiveness that I may have misspoken. If you want to share anything, please share. If anyone wants to uh, give your darshan, you want to come on camera, please do so. Oh yes, Sarah. Hare Krishna. I want to say that I'm so happy to see you. And so Hare Krishna. Please.
I do have a question. You mentioned that when you are doing the chanting, but because I have my beats, I started going to a Bhakti circle, and they show me how to use the beats, because I didn't know that I couldn't use this finger because it's the false ego, and I went to a couple of sessions. But you mentioned that also it's
Sarah, I lost you in between. I stopped my video because your audio was hanging. So
I think I missed you. Anybody else there?
Yeah, Sarah, we are there. I think there is the bandwidth issue at another, because when we see in the proper position, our body will focus. Important, but it is not, I mean, highly recommended.
Okay. I missed that part, that something about like focusing on the guru, on the heart. I kind of, that part I didn't hear very well, so that's what I wanted to ask.
I think he came back.
Oh
yes. Am I audible now?
Hello, what?
Am I audible, or is it?
Yes,
we can
Okay. So sorry, actually there was some trouble with the internet and I got disconnected. So what was the question? I couldn't hear it actually.
Oh, that you mentioned that it's when you're chanting the mantra, it's important the position, but you also mentioned that it's important like if you can bring something about your heart, the guru in the heart. I didn't hear that part because my internet broke a little bit. So I just want to know how do you have to chant it?
Okay, so the posture
And
is,
the
yeah,
pronunciation that, yeah.
yes, the posture is important, but it is not the, in the beginning stages, it is not the most critical one. If we can maintain a good posture, that is very good. But the other point, what I was mentioning is we should have a prayerful mode, should pray to our guru that please purify me. I want to serve when I chant the holy name. I want to serve you by chanting this holy name. And
Okay.
when we
And
chant the holy name, we should focus. And I was giving that example of the servant who always listens to the master. So our mood should be, when we are chanting, our mind may go into various things, but we should focus at hearing the mantra that we are saying. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So it could be, we could be saying it softly. We don't need to say it loudly. We can choose to say it loudly as well. There is no problem. But even if we speak it softly, then we could chant faster. So that way we can, if we are targeting for doing more number of, in the same time, we can do more number of rounds. But to your question, what happens is when we chant, we should think that, okay, Krishna, who is sitting as Paramatma in our heart, he is listening to it. And when we are hearing it attentively, then as the mantra enters through our ears, it goes into our heart and it purifies our heart. Because when Krishna gets pleased, then what he will do is he will make sure that, okay, wherever Krishna is, Krishna will wait eagerly to listen to us. And wherever Krishna is, since he is most pure, his residence is most pure, and he purifies us from within. It is said in our scriptures, Om apavitra pavitrava, sarvavastham gatopiva, yat smaret pundrikaksham sa bhayabhyantro suchi. That is, one having passed through purified or unpurified conditions. When one remembers the name of Krishna, the lotus-eyed Lord Krishna, then he becomes purified. Bahya abhyantara, with bahya abhyantara means from inside and from outside, he becomes completely purified.
Okay, very well. And what is the, like, when you start, you just the intention is that, please, Lord, please purify me. And
Yes.
is there particular chanting for the first beat, like the one in the middle, like the
Yes,
one?
there is one mantra. When you start chanting, there is a central bead, and I will just share this. So I just picked up my beads, and I hope by Krishna, Guru and Krishna's arrangement, the video doesn't go back. But can you see the central bead?
Yeah. Yes.
So I will just stop the video so that I can be audible. So when we hold this central bead, and maybe let me start this. So when we hold this central bead, we can say this mantra, Jai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vash Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. In fact, Sara, I can send you this mantra and I can send you the pronunciation as well. And then after that, we just say it once, and then we can say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So in this way, what happens is we reach towards the end of the beat. We are coming towards the beat from the other side, and we will do this Hare Krishna. Means we have done the entire circle. We've done is 108 times. So when we reach the last beat, we'll say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. When we are done, when we have again reached the central beat, then we turn it the other side, And since we are now in the central beat, as an ending, we will say for the other previous one, Jai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vash Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we say this closes our that first mantra, and then we again start a new beat. Jai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vashati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. And then we start Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare. So the Hare Krishna mantra is most powerful. But when we, in this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, sometimes we can make mistakes. Okay. And those are called offenses to the holy name. We should protect ourselves from making offenses, but in the beginning stages, and we can discuss about what these offenses are in the future session. But when we chant the other mantra, Jai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashti Gaur Bhaktivinoda, we are calling out for Lord Chaitanya. We are calling out for Lord Nityananda. Okay, who are the most magnanimous, who are most merciful. That is Krishna only, but in the most merciful form. And that form of Krishna forgives all our offenses, and we are able to get purified. They understand the mood in which we are chanting, and in that, even though we are making small mistakes here and there, it's fine. Okay, Lord knows that. Okay, we are trying, we are making an attempt. Lord is not like a policeman. Okay, oh, you did not do this, -5 points penalty or $200 like the traffic police does. No, it's not like that. Lord understands the intent in our heart and he reciprocates. We may be struggling, we may not be able to do much, but if we have an intense desire to do, if we have a longing to do, then Lord understands and reciprocates with our desires. Guaranteed.
And one more question about the pronunciation. The Ram is Ram, because I see that the word is Rama, Rama, but we pronounce it Ram without the A, or the A is a very silent A.
Okay, you can pronounce it Rama also, and you can pronounce it Ram also. So what happens is in Sanskrit, okay, it is like this. It is pronounced as Ram. Okay, so what happens is when you move, right, Rama, it is like that. So in the English pronunciation, it becomes Rama. Okay, but Ram is how the Sanskrit pronunciation. It is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when I'm saying Rama, right? So it is becoming, in English, it is written as Rama.
Okay.
Like that. So, but what happens is, even if the pronunciation, we should strive to make the right pronunciation, but even if it is like here and there, it is just like this. Like if it is, holy name is just like mango. When we are taking the juice of mango, right, it does not matter. Like, okay, what we call the juice is, Krishna is like the juiciest fruit. Okay, and it does not matter. Okay, if there are slight here and there, Krishna understands that. Okay, our intent is to call out for him. But if we are more attentive towards the pronunciation, that we want to call out for Krishna only, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, then that way Krishna also becomes very sensitive, that okay, see how attentively they are calling out for me, how attentively they are hearing me. Okay, just like, see, at home, if there is a child, right, or if someone is a spouse, okay, if the spouse is very always like, okay, when the other, like if the husband of the wife, they call out like, okay, say that, okay, hey, did you hear me? I was just about to say this. But if their spouse is not hearing them, then the other spouse slowly loses interest in them. Okay, they are also not hearing, and they are always inattentive in them. But if the spouse is always like very attentive to the other spouse's demand, or the husband is very attentive to wife's demand, or the wife is very attentive, then what happens is there is a very sweet relationship. There is a very sweet bonding that happens. And similarly, when we are attentive to hearing about Krishna, whether it's the holy name or this Krishna Katha, when we are very attentive about hearing this, Krishna thinks that, okay, oh, this guy is taking a lot of interest in me. I also have to take a lot of interest in him, because he wants to reciprocate in the way that we reciprocate with him. That is the promise that he has given. Ye atha mam prapadyante tam tatheva bhajamyam.
Thank you.
You're most
Hare-
welcome. Hare Krishna. Jagat Krishna Prabhupada ki jai. Does anyone have any other questions or any other comments? Okay, I will just, you can raise your hand or you can speak out. If there is none, then we can close here. Okay, so I'm not hearing anything. I'll take that as a no. Thank you all very much. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Hare Krishna. Have a very wonderful week and a blissful week.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.